Good evening, guys. Welcome to Nextgen IT courses. So today we are, introducing cloud combination of AWS and Azure. Okay, we have our trainer with us, Bhagyashree, who is having more than 7+ years of experience, and she's working as a TAC engineer, but she's having multiple knowledge related to cloud, cybersecurity, network security. Hi, Bhagyashree, how are you?
Hey, hi. I'm good. How are you?
Yes, all good, Bhagyashree. Okay, so Bhagyashree, now it's over to you. You can, tell us why we should, move to cloud. What are the prerequisite? Why cloud is needed? Okay, and you can tell us, how we can do the practices and all on the cloud. Over to you. Please start the session.
All right. Sure.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Hello,
thank
everyone. My name is Bhagyashree. I'm working as a network security engineer. I have mostly worked on all the cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle, and multiple other solutions as well. So, um, I worked with a Palo Alto TAC engineer. So there I was into virtualization team. So I was handling multiple customers all across the globe, including APAC, EMEA, and North American region. So currently, I'm at Ireland working with one of the leading financial consultant. So I mostly manage their network on premises and on cloud infrastructure as of now. This is brief about me. Let me just explain you why we need cloud knowledge as an infrastructure engineer or as a network engineer. So, as nowadays, most of the companies are not only depending on their on-premises network, they also need to have a cloud infrastructure. It's not that you just need to have a cloud knowledge. If you have infrastructure knowledge added to that, then that's well and good. So, how it works is, suppose, let's say, as a global the trend that seeing as of now is it's not that they are just hiring as a network engineer or cloud engineer or a security engineer. So most of the companies are looking for the um, skill set which people have as a bundle. Like they need to know the IT infra as well, like maybe information about the computers, cloud servers, on-premises servers, Active Directory, SCCM. So these all things, like if you have those knowledge, that will be added a more. I mean, it's very easy to understand the cloud concepts. So if you know the IT infrastructure or the network infrastructure, then it is very easy to understand the cloud concepts. So why AWS and Azure? That we are studying today, or as you know, those two are like global leaders as of now in the cloud market. Most of the companies will go for either AWS or Azure. The first reason being is the ease of access. They have multiple services available with them. Whatever the solution that we need, maybe you want to leverage your application servers or any IT infrastructure, or you want to connect between two data centers which are across the globe. So any of the problems that you have in your organization, so these two, AWS, Azure, have most of the solutions for them. So that's the reason people always go for these two. But anyways, so once you learn these two, it is also easy to understand the other cloud providers like GCP, Oracle, or maybe the on-premises cloud virtualizations like VMware ESXi. So once you start trying to build your profile or trying to build your career path, though, so it's always best to start with AWS and Azure. Yes, and coming to the next section, which I would like to explain you about few things on the Azure AWS. So let me share my screen. Can anyone confirm if they can see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can see.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So, as in the beginner level, we need to start. There is a set of roadmap or a certain roadmap for the AWS certifications. So, as if you have a good background in IT infrastructure, or you are working as maybe IT support engineer, or maybe tech engineer, or maybe if you're just starting your career. With learning all the networking concepts and the cloud concepts, then here what you need to see as a roadmap. So the first thing is foundational program, which is absolutely free. You can just go to the AWS website and then you can enroll for this foundation. These are pre-recorded sessions. So you will learn a lot of basics on the cloud, how they are um, connecting between two regions, availability zones, what is the concept of availability zone, and mostly all these basics are covered in this foundational program. And in the professional, as you see that the solution architecture and DevOps engineer, so there are two major certifications in this. So in the solution architecture, you will study about connecting the networking concepts and storage concepts, and there are multiple other services that you will learn. So, but for this professional journey, if you have a good knowledge of um, maybe a network, or maybe cloud, or maybe if you are a developer or someone who wants to learn the cloud as well, so this is a good platform to learn the professional as well. So, but in our in our course, we will concentrate mostly on the associate level. I'll start with the basics, very basics, to be honest, just to make sure that if anyone you can you can revise whatever the topics that you know, and also it will be helpful for the people who are switching their career or joining the cloud classes for the first time. So we will focus on the associate cloud syllabus, AWS cloud syllabus. So solution architecture associate level. So there are again different types, different levels of associate programs that you can have. One is sysops administrator. So this system administrator is nothing but it's mostly working on the IT background, cloud IT. Suppose let's say that you want to manage all your system virtual machines, the networking, or maybe backend storage. So these all things you can manage on the sysops. So in the AWS developer, it's again a developing tool. If any one of you coming from a background of developers, so they can choose this, but we are here concentrating on solution architecture, so which is in this we especially concentrate on we have a syllabus like IAM, Route 53, and um, and other syllabus also we will see further. And once these three things are done, like foundational, professional, and associate level, if you feel good, then you can go for the specialty level. So once you have around like 4 to 5 years of experience, then go for the specialty certification. Then it will give you more value to your resume or to your profile. So uh, who is solution architect? Why we need this skill set, and why in the IT infrastructure currently they are hiring a solution architectures is because mostly the whatever the infrastructure, they are a hybrid infrastructure, so they have on premises and as well as cloud. Because if anything happens on the data center, they don't want to depend completely themselves on the data center, so they want to have a backup plan where on the cloud also some of the applications they can run, and it is also very easy to run there. But there is a dependency on that. We are taking resources from the AWS, right? So the cloud is nothing but a entire server. Instead of owning your own hardware server, you are taking that server from the cloud provider. So it's not just that um, it's not just that someone is giving you for a rent, or maybe it's just a whole server, and those servers are managed in the backend AWS data centers. So everything backend problem is all solved. Only thing is you need to concentrate on the cloud infrastructure, is how you can build your applications, how you can build a disaster recovery, load balancing, routing, or if you want to build a security on cloud. So you can concentrate on mostly leveraging your all your applications. But while in the data center, if you buy a hardware server where you want to run multiple applications, so all the things you need to structure it, divide the network, assign a storage space for that, and for that you may have to provide other uh, networking networking devices like routers, firewalls, switches, everything. So building a, I mean, in this scenario, nobody is completely dependent on cloud. They have, what I meant to say is, they have infrastructure on both the sides. So that's what the most of the organization and the larger organizations are depending on. um, so this is about the solution architecture, why you want to become, if company is looking for solution architecture, then this is why they are looking for. And the certification overview, if you have a plan to take a associate level certification, then there are just a multiple choice questions. It's 130 minutes exam it is. So while we start our course, I will be teaching you about the certifications, some of the questions, and as well as how we can prepare for the certification. Based on that syllabus, we will be covering our entire course structure. So this is a little, how the syllabus is, how the associate level syllabus is structured. So on the design, security, architecture, it is, while on the architecture level, it is 30%, resilient is 26%, and high performance is 24%. So you need to know also the cost, how the costs are differentiated. So that is also about 20%. So you will have all these different sectors for the exams, so you can prepare accordingly. Any questions till now? All right, so we'll move forward. So I'll just tell you a little history about AWS Cloud. So the AWS, the company started cloud, selling cloud on 2002. Internally, it is launched, and then in 2020, in 2003, they have launched Amazon infrastructure by just providing a service just around the US, and then in 2004 it went public, and then in 2006 it is relaunched publicly with all over the world. So in 2007 they also expanded to Europe and Asia region as well. So all of these, Dropbox, Netflix, Airbnb, so they don't really own their services on premises. They are running all their services on cloud. So suppose, let's say you are accessing any not Netflix content or anything on your browser. So that Netflix application is running on cloud, and the load balancing is happening in the back end. If on this Netflix server, all of your, suppose, let's say you are in India and you want to access the Netflix. So from the India region, you will get a response from the Netflix, and you will be able to see. So hence there is a no delay on that. So, and in this course, these are like multiple services that they are available, and this is what we are going to study about in solution architecture. So Amazon EC2 instance, ECR, Amazon Elastic Beans, Lambda, auto scaling, IAM. So these are multiple solutions that they have. So why these solutions are required is one of the question if you can ask. Then suppose let's say you have hosted one of application on the cloud, right? And that cloud application needs a security or maybe permissions for the users. You have 12 users in your organization, and you want to give them permissions based on the hierarchy level, or maybe the based on the department level. So based on that, you can use the IAM service, identity access management, to give them a permissions to provide more security to the application. So that's what one of the feature from the AWS. And auto scaling is nothing but this is one of the again feature. Suppose let's say all of these virtual machines these days, people are working from home or maybe in remote locations. So nowadays, they are not sending a physical laptop to the users or the employers. So they'll just give a login ID and password. They can log in from AWS account. So suppose let's say that in during peak business hours, the users count is 100, and during non-business hours the user count is 10, right? So in that case, instead of just running those 100 systems all the time, you can do a auto scaling, scale in when the peak business hours start and scale out when it is not. So you can save some cost with the help of auto scaling. And then even for the applications also it is helpful. For example, you have an application and you are running it on your infrastructure, and during peak business hours, suppose let's say the Facebook server, right? So the Facebook server uh, need a load balancing, or maybe it needs a load balancing. Most of the people are, if you keep on um, extracting the information from the server, uh, so the server utilization, the RAM, CPU, memory utilization may go high, and the resources get overwhelming, and then the applications may crash, right? So for that reason, if we have a load balancing in the backend, um, it will balance all your traffic towards the server. So that's one of the again example of the cloud architecture. So I just want to explain you one more thing on the AWS. Let me share my screen. Okay. Coming to availability zones, and any idea what is AWS regions? Or just regions? What you understand by the term regions? I think you guys can talk, or I mean, it can be just interactive session. It's not just that we are judging you or something. So yeah, speak, guys. Any idea what is AWS regions?
Locations?
Yeah, kind of. It's quite similar. So, AWS regions are nothing but a cluster of data centers. So, what they have done, if you can see the global infrastructure of the AWS, so this is just an overview of where all they have their data centers located. So, if you see, it's there on um, North California, and you can see on London. In India, we have in Mumbai and Hyderabad. So in Ireland also, it is launched in 2007. So these are the different AWS regions. Suppose let's say you are accessing any of the applications which is hosted on the AWS, and you are sitting in India. So it will connect to its nearest region and availability zone. So this is about the regions, and they have um, so these are the currently upcoming soon some of the regions that they have, which are highlighted in red. Okay, so why these regions are required, right? So the regions are required, suppose to connect all over the globe, right? So suppose let's say you have one site in US and another one is in India. So every time when you and the resources, the backend your users are trying to access the application which is located in India, right? So these these AWS regions will connect your entire globe, and inside this regions, you have availability zone. So what is availability zone? So it is present inside the region. So if you can see, in Mumbai, we have AP South 1, right? So this is a availability zone. And in Europe, we have EU Central 1, EU West 1, EU West 2. So these are the um, availability zones. So if you are sitting in Ireland and you want to host a web server, it is always preferred to host in EU West 1 because of latency, or just to avoid the latency. In case if you are in, if you are in US and hosting in AP South 1 region, then you may expect some of the delays in this region. So no, in this manner. So it's always preferred to host a server or maybe application on where in which region you are sitting in. I mean, that's preferred. Okay. And let's go back. Yeah. In mostly so another one of the, again, I was explaining about the IAM, right? So the IAM policies is nothing but it's for the users to provide some security to your application identity and access management. So some of your users are in developing or maybe finance or IT department, just like how you divide your network in switch, right? If you are from a network background, you may understand the concept of switch, dividing a network, providing a VLAN for them. It's layer 2 security. So not exactly same, but kind of a similar concept, I would say, that we are giving them a permissions based on their roles, based on the group that they have added. So it's all about that identity and access management. And for the network design, in AWS, it's VPC, virtual private connect. So, and also network security groups we have. So all of these are comes in very handy while we are giving them the access. Suppose, let's say I don't think so I have any running machine over here. Yeah, I think I don't have any running machines. All right. So, and next about design and resilience. So why the elastic load balancer is required? As I was saying, it is um, if you have two instances and the traffic needs to be divided between them equally, right? So what if only one of the instances is handling very high load? So it may crash or it may give a delayed response to us. So for that reason, it is always better to have a load balancer in the backend so that your traffic is dividing equally on all these instances. And also Route 53 is nothing but it's kind of a DNS concept. So if you have heard about the term DNS, domain naming system, where it is resolving IP addresses to domain and domain to IP address. So that concept. So we will in our class, in our journey, so we will do some practical examples on that, how exactly it works. We will try to implement that and see real-time scenarios. And next is auto scaling. Yeah, that was again one of the example that I told earlier. Auto scaling is nothing but scale in and scale out. Like if in during peak business hours, you may run 100 of your virtual machines, and that is built. And during off business hours, you may run 10 virtual machines, and only for those 10 virtual machines, your cost is built, right? So how to do this? We can run some of the scripts. We can run while we are hosting the device. We will have this called bootstrapping. So while I mean we can actually give a timeline, and even for the memory utilization and CPU utilization. Suppose let's say you have a abc.com server, and that server is running in your infrastructure, and that memory utilization of that server became 80%, 90%, then automatically the another server will comes into the picture, so that it acts as two EC2 instance. So the load is equally divided between these two. So instead of just loading, just keeping another instance on and costing a bill for that, it's easy to have auto scaling option, maybe with a scripting, or maybe with we can do that from the AWS console itself. So that is also possible. So these are the different features that the AWS can have, and what in real term scenario, what exactly the problem that we are solving for the organization is very important, right? So based on that, we have to study, and that's what the AWS solution architecture is giving you. Okay, and next is, so what kind of a career opportunities that you can get after having knowledge of AWS solution architecture? You can work as a cloud consultant, or DevOps security engineer, or cloud security engineer, or you can work as in the maybe network security engineer, because even the network is also equally divided on premises as well as on the cloud. So there are different type of opportunities. Lot of career opportunities are present right now in the cloud, so it's good to have these skill sets in your resume. Okay, so any questions on the cloud that you have? Any questions on the cloud or AWS?
Ma'am, sorry for the interrupt. I have one question.
Yeah,
If
sure.
if we did the AWS solution architect means our profile is a DevOps engineer. Is it otherwise we need to focus on DevOps also?
Um, Actually, I didn't understand your question. So you said that.
No, no.
Mhm.
You just inform me, right? In did the solution architect means we can apply for the position of DevOps engineers also. DevOps engineer, right? But
Okay, okay.
DevOps engineers have DevOps also, right? Some part of architecture we need to learn,
Okay,
right? Yeah,
this you are telling, right? So it
yeah, yeah.
depends on company to company. Some companies will have the name DevOps engineer for the cloud as well. For
Mm.
example, this is nothing but maintaining the CI/CD pipelines, if you have
Yeah.
heard about those concepts. Yeah. So it's about that. But it is like a system administration level, but on the cloud.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. That is
But
we
yeah,
need to
here
learn
you need
CI.
a little
Yeah.
bit, little like all these concepts of scripting language, automation. Yeah, that is required for the DevOps. I agree with that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Any more questions that you have? Okay. I have a question from one of your team member. I'm absolutely beginner in this stream, so what is your suggestion for starting a career in the cloud domain? Okay. So I understand that all these concepts are quite overwhelming for you, and maybe you're kind of missing here and there because of the technical terms that I am trying to use. So don't worry, it's absolutely fine. It's always good to start from the basics. Go for foundational program. And that is like we can finish that foundation. You can finish that foundational program within a week, right? So, and also in my class, I'll be teaching from the basics, very basics. So I'll be covering a foundational program as well. I'll pick few of the topics that is very much important and connected to associate level. So yes, I would say we can start from there. Yeah. So if you guys have time, or if you guys are like really fresher, no experience at all, then do this foundational program, Cloud Practitioner, which is free from AWS. You can just log in, create your account, and then maybe you don't need to create account as well. So you will just get that. So it's good to have the Cloud Practitioner. It will take just 1 week of time, or if you have time, you can finish it in 3 days also. So yes, I would suggest foundational program first. All right, thank you. Any other questions, guys? So AWS course duration is 45 days, and the timings, I think the course coordinator will discuss with you. So based on that, we will start our course. So it depends. Maybe we will be checking about the availability either a weekends or weekdays. So based on that, we can decide. I think the course coordinator will be discussing with you guys once you talk to them. Cloud Practitioner is foundational program. In the Cloud Practitioner, it's very basics. It's actually free course from the AWS as well. So if you guys are experienced, then you guys can finish Cloud Practitioner and come to the class. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'll be picking some of the important topics from the Cloud Practitioner and as well as the professional solution architecture. So we'll be focusing more on the associate level here, just to make you guys ready for the certification and the real world scenarios. So most of the companies will be focusing on the associate level scenarios if you go for the interviews. So it's mostly on the associate level.
Our classes also cover up to associate level, right? Solution architect.
Yeah. Yes, right.
No.
We can do the security as well, but to reach up to the security, it's very important to be pro on all these three sectors: foundational, professional, and associate. So once we have hands-on with these three levels, we can definitely go for the security as well. So, and that is very demanding in the recent days. I'm seeing at the requirements. So yes, security is important.